Welcome. Good evening, everyone. If you can hear me, I'd like you to just drop the number 2. Drop the number 2 if you can hear me. If you can hear me loud and clear, please drop the number 2. Great. Great. Thank you, Layo. Thank you, Owunari. Thank you, Gabriel. Thank you. So yes, you can hear me. Great. Awesome. James, I can see you. Thank you. Thank you. Just drop the number 2. If you can hear me clearly, drop the number 2. Yes, we are live and ready for this moment. We are live and ready. We are live and ready. Great. Thank you, Wale Jacob. Thank you, Oshinoiku Adenike. Thank you. Good evening to you too. You're welcome. So, I'd like to know exactly where you are joining us from. For example, I am joining you tonight live from Bagada Phase 2. Come on, in Lagos. So I'd like to know your city. Just drop the city you are joining in from. I'd like to know. I want to have an idea of the audience you have in the room. Quickly, because we don't have time. We want to listen to this. Ibadan, Shagamu, Raphael Shagamu, Abayomi Ojudu, Olatoku Bolagoke, Ibadan, okay? Ibadan. I've seen a lot of Ibadan here. Ibadan. What's the so? What's the so? Lagos, Julius, I can see. Egbeda, Lagos, of course, that's John Ayede. Ogun State, wow. George, great. Oshodi, Lagos, great. Great. Redemption Camp, wow. That's Benga Ejiko. Thank you. This is really great. This is great. I'm happy to see all of us tonight. Let me see. We have 48 people in the room. I'd like us to quickly do something. If you have a friend that you know has registered for this program and is not here right now, please just do a reminder. Tell your friend to tell your friend, and then tell another friend to tell another friend that tonight is a night they don't want to miss. All right? Quickly do that. Meanwhile, I'll keep, okay, so John, yes, John, I see you can hear me. Maryland, Adebayo, Adeshola, thank you for joining in. John Okodi, thank you for joining in. Uyo, Ikorodu, Ojo, Gabriel from Ojo, okay, I can see you. Thank you for joining in. Thank you. Who is out from outside Lagos again? I want to see another person from outside. Magodo, Mary Akidola from Magodo. Great to see you. Thank you for joining in tonight. Thank you. Ojo, Lagos. UK, what? Oh, I missed that actually. Lukman, Olayinka. Lukman has something to say. I'm not sure. You can't hear me? Whoa. If you can still hear me, please drop the number 2. 2. London, UK, Deborah Cole from London, I see you. Emmanuel, I see you. Badagry. 2. People can hear me, okay. So if you can't hear me, please check your sound from your corner. And be sure that you can hear me tonight. I don't want you to miss any part of this meeting, so please, thank you. Thank you for confirming that you can hear me. So thank you, we can hear me loud and clear, and that's very good. Thank you for confirming that for me. Adoikiti, great, Adoikiti. Lukman Olayinka, you still can't hear me? Please check your sound or go out and come back in if you still cannot hear me. Let me do sign language for Lukman. Lukman, that's for you. Go out and come back in. All right, thank you, Adera, something for confirming that. All right, for those of you who don't know my name is Bukola. You are meeting me for the first time. My name is Bukola Oyeshile, Marketing Communications Manager for LifePage. LifePage Investment. Yeah, LifePage Property and Investment Limited. All right. Sorry about that. Okay. All right, I have our guest already. What is Lukman trying to tell me? Lukman, please, what exactly are you trying to tell me? All right, send me a private message, Lukman, okay? I need to know exactly why you are raising your hands, all right, in the room. Okay, so that moment that we have been waiting for is practically here. And I'd like to quickly run us through one or two things before we get started. If you can hear me clearly, please keep dropping the number 2. I just want to be sure that you can still hear me, just so that I don't talk to myself. You don't want me talking to myself. Great. Thank you, Adora, for confirming that. Yes, Emmanuel, you can still hear me. That's awesome. Thank you very much. So, like I said, my name is Bukola Oyeshile, and I am the Marketing Communications Manager for LifePage. And in the room tonight, I have great men who want to share their story with us, and I'm sure we are ready. Please type in the box, what is your expectation for tonight? One word to describe the expectation you already have. Just drop it for me. I want to be sure what your expectation is. Just drop that. What your expectation is, I'd like to know. Please drop it for me in the room. Drop your expectation. What do you expect tonight? Transformation. Joseph is expecting transformation. Okay, great, awesome. Transformation and much more shall we get tonight. All right. Next level from Mary Akindola. I expect to draw massive value. That's the expectation. Learn. All right. To take my 7-figure in dollars. Okay. Great. That's from Gabriel. All right. Thank you for that feedback. Enlightenment. Somebody expects money. Manuel Aditiji, I see you. You expect change. Buy or lower. Mindset shift. Great. That's awesome. It's really nice to know that, to actually have an idea and a picture of your expectation tonight. And I'm glad to actually see that. So in the room tonight, let me start from us. Then I'll take it. I will now bounce on my big boss himself. All right? New avenue, new opportunity to leverage. All right, you will get that actually. So don't worry, you will get that and much more tonight. All right. So we have in the room Mr. Francis Ajilore. Mr. Francis, if you are in the room, I would like you to drop the number for us. Just say hi if you are in the room. Please let me hear the sound of the voice of Mr. Francis Ajilore if he's in the room. Are you in the room? Yeah. Great. Very much in the room. Guys, I'm the voice of the sales guru. Are you ready? That's our executive director, sales. When you hear the sound of sales, bang, 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 just know that that's the name you're talking about. FA for short. FA for short. I'm almost going to say hallelujah. Hallelujah.
Thanks for having me.
Thank you for being there. All right, guys. Also in the room tonight is Mr. Opeoluwa Oni, and that's our Executive Director, Product Development and Estate. Mr. Ope, if you are in the room, please echo LifePage for us. Let's see. I want to see your face.
Yeah.
Are you already excited in the room? Yeah. Great. Awesome. The voice alert, Mr. Ajidore, and somebody's already echoing that. Hello, Mr. Okpe, that's from Abiodun Olufunso. This is where we are going. So the third man in the room, of course, you know the person they're talking about now. The man himself. Mr. Oladipupo Clement. See, we finally call him OC. That's our CEO in the room. He likes to call himself the chief servant of the house, but of course we know. Mr. Oladipupo Clement, OC, if you're in the room, please, let's see your face. Let's see your face. Are you already beating the drums? Are you beating the drums? OC, please say something. Let them hear your voice. Because when I be thinking this is video recording.
Good to see everyone. Good evening, everyone. Good morning and good evening.
Are you as excited as I am in the room? I don't know why I'm this excited actually, but you know, guys, I see that Bian is dancing. Let me join you. Billion gang. Oh my God. Welcome. So let's get straight into it. Let's get straight into it. Guys, are you already excited? Thank you, Adura Agbemi, for that clap. Thank you. Great team. Awesome. Awesome. Thank you, Jide Falana, for that message. So, I'm going to start with the CEO for the benefit of those joining us for the first time today. And those who don't have an idea of what LifePage is all about, sir, I'd like you to just give us a brief, and then just in a nutshell, what is LifePage all about? In a nutshell. Osi, you're waiting to hear your voice.
All right. Good evening, everyone, and thank you for being a part of tonight's session where we're going to be sharing our story of how we made the first 7 figures in dollars. Can you all hear me? If you can hear me, just type 1 this time around. Type 1. I just want to be sure you all can hear me. Excellent. Excellent. Good to have you all, and we appreciate you for registering and for being a part of this. You do me a favor, do the very best you can to get as many people on board, as many people as possible. Just get them in. All right, so LifePage is a real estate investment company. We are very passionate about wealth creation and retention. We simply put it this way, that if it's not creating wealth or retaining wealth, then it's not LifePage. We hate poverty with a passion. We believe that our calling is to damage poverty, and our assignment is on the soil of Africa. And that's pretty much what we do. We basically use the vehicle of real estate to help people create and retain their wealth. That's pretty much the summary. I'm sure that by the time more questions come in, we'll be able to tackle them. Thank you.
Awesome. Awesome. Thank you. Thank you for that introduction. You know, I can always just sleep and relax, knowing that my CEO, I don't have nothing to fear, nothing. You know, with you behind me, I don't have any problem. All right, Mr. Francis, this one is for you. I want to see your face, Mr. Francis.
Yeah, I'm on.
Okay, so tell us the journey with LifePage. How has it been so far?
Okay, it's been an amazing one.
Okay.
I remember 2012 when I first had the opportunity of to commence this journey. Partly, my legs were not fully in then. You know, still trying to try my hands on too many things. You know, different persons at different point in time. So, you know, sometimes some persons will be joining the team today, and this could be an alternative source of income. But when your alternative source of income becomes your major source of income, then what used to be the major source of income is abandoned. So in 2012, I began that journey, and in 2013 January, I went fully in. But the amazing thing is, at the time I joined, even if someone had asked me to, you know, to give a property, to give a house for free to someone, it was something I wasn't going to be able to do, because I was always scared. I didn't feel I was even valuable, let alone offer other people value. But as we progressed down the line, the more we read books, the more we were groomed, the more we were cooked, the more we saw that, look, so long as you are bringing value to the table, then there's no cause for you to be scared. There's no cause for you to look down on what you have to offer. You know, as long as you're going to be improving the lives of someone out there, then you should be confident enough, you know, to bring all of these things to the table. And that was how all of this journey began. You know, the journey of, you know, what we used to call a basket full of products, where we were so confused and, you know, pursuing different things without focus, without clarity or purpose. You know, when I say clarity of purpose, it was like we're more after, we knew what we wanted, but at the same time, we were just trying to ensure that, ends always meet, and that affected quite a number of things. But the moment we gained focus, we gave it all we could, we had clarity, we're no longer selling other products aside from our real estate products, our investment products, then the journey became a lot interesting. There were no minimal distractions or no distractions at all. We were able to accelerate at a faster pace. And ever since then, there've never been a better year. It's been an amazing year after year, always beating the records. And it's been an amazing journey, especially working with the rest of the crew. It's nothing as good as working with people whose line of thought, aligns with yours, and who are committed to ensuring that everyone that they come across, that they impact them positively. So it's been an amazing journey.
Thank you very much, guys. Did you take the keywords from his conversation? Did you take the keyword? I'd like to see some keywords from Mr. Francis Ajinore's response to this question. What keyword are you picking? For example, here he said they moved, in this case, from the journey of confusion. Maybe thank you. Focus and clarity. Focus and clarity are the keywords from this conversation. Focus. Thank you very much, Olatoye. Clarity of purpose. Thank you, Akpofure. Thank you. Being better and better. Constantly developing themselves, reading, studying, researching. Great. Vision became defined. Thank you. Focus. Consistency. All right. Consistency. Confidence. Okay. Making impact. Great. Thank you. So I'll take the next question, which is for Mr. Opeoluwa Oni. Mr. Opeoluwa has a role. Thank you guys for the feedback. Thank you. Keep dropping it. It shows that you are actually listening and listening with rapt attention. So I'm excited that you are following. Please follow. Don't miss any part of this conversation. Otherwise, you're going to have a disjointed message. Don't lose the focus. All right. So, Mr. Opeoluwa Oni, you have a role that is very important, and it is one that caters to the needs of customers. By this I mean, of course, product development and experts. Tell us, what has been the driving force, and what can you say is the most interesting part for you in the past 9 years?
Okay, thank you very much. 9 years has been awesome. Sometimes when people mention 9 years, I just look back. Okay, has it really been 9 years?
9? Yes, it has been 9 years.
Our CEO often said this. He said, we have not even started at all. We are still scratching the surface. So back to your question, and for us at product development, one of the things that our core focus is customer, because you don't just create a product and try to force it on the customer. The customer's demand is what determines the type of product that you want to create. I mean, I often share this anytime I have the opportunity to present to people at any of at our site. I often tell them that most of us, probably we own land in our villages. Our great-great-grandfather had one inheritance that was left behind for us in some of our sites, in some of our villages or hometown and things like that. But those particular property or land are not necessarily useful for you at the cities where you are currently residing now. So what am I saying is that customer need is very key and is at the center of our product development. Customer need. And one of the things that has been a driving force is the same customer. You see, I don't know whether some of us have had that experience, but for me personally and for all the members of my team, the fact that you are part of a team that developed a particular product. You gave birth to this product, and people were able to use that same product that you were part of the development, you were part of the production, and you can literally see that same product, benefiting people. Let me share an experience. Many years ago, I think that was 2015, yes, 2015, on one of our particular property, we did allocation. And that day was very, very emotional for someone like me. And it was not just emotional, it was memorable. I can literally picture what happened that day right now. One of the allottees that day was crying when we were doing the allocation. He said he couldn't believe the fact that at this age in his lifetime, he could buy a plot of land and he could own a plot of land. That was so touching. Reflecting back, it's so touching because I could literally say, okay, my efforts, my everyday work is touching someone's life. So beyond making money, beyond developing product, beyond making sales, beyond the fact that this is touching someone's life is very, very important for me. It's very, very important for me. And not just that, not just touching the life of our customer, also touching the life of all our partners. And for those that probably will be joining us at the end of this section today, it's so touching because you create a product. There are people that are connectors between the product that you have created to the people that need it. So the product that you created is also a source of income for some people, as it's also a source of, it is also a source of solution for some people too. So that is very, very key and important for us at product development and estate.
Thank you very much. See, guys, Mr. Okoye has a lot to say, around product. Product is about customers. And, in this case, this team are the ones actually dealing with customers year in, year out, day in, day out, So I'm sure it's difficult for him to put everything together, in just about 5 minutes or 3 minutes of response, So guys, what's the keyword from Mr. Okoye's response? Keyword for me, touching people's lives. Thank you. See, wow. I'm happy that you guys are following. Just keep following. Don't miss any parts. You don't want to have this. So if you are just coming in, well, you have not missed too much, all right? Customer-centric, okay, yes. Customer-centric, DJ, making people happy and providing solutions. Grace, touching lives. That's the most interesting part of product development, all right? Okay, providing solution beyond the sale is touching the lives of people, knowing that actually, wherever you are, you can actually begin your journey from wherever you are, in this case, actually. So it is that you can start from where you are. It's all about customers. Victor Money, thank you, Victor Money. See, I'm happy, I'm excited that you are listening, okay? You're listening. Now, if you have questions that you think I'm not putting together now as you listen, you can drop your questions, okay? I'll look for the question and then help you present your questions to these men, okay? So this one is for the CEO, his OC himself, okay? So it's been 9 years of playing in the real estate sphere, all right? And I'm sure some of us in this room would like to know, how were you able to pull these two men? When I was discussing this with the CEO, I said, how were you able to pull these two gangsters? How are you able to pull them OC? How? Because people can actually have vision, they can have an idea, but they may just not get the right set of people to run with. OC, please share with us, how were you able to bring these two men on board? How? 9 years.
Thank you so much, BO. Thank you so much. Well, I think it's important to understand that fundamentally at the base of any business, regardless of the industry in which you play, you are primarily in the business of people. And people don't often follow people, they follow vision. that ultimately benefits them. People, so regardless of the industry in which you play, you're primarily in the business of people. And, you know, people don't follow people. They actually follow vision. And that vision must, you know, profit them, must have benefits for them. I don't know if you get my point. So that's essentially the key. I can tell you that individually we have our, we can operate on our own, but we decided to join forces together and make this work because at the end of the day, one shall chase 1,000, two will put 10,000 to flight. All right. Yeah. So two are always better than one because they have a good reward for their labor. And I don't intend to just sound so spiritual, but that's the rule of life. If you want to go fast, go alone. If you want to go far, go together. So that's pretty much where this. So if you ask me, that's how did I pull them together? I could remember very vividly one of my early sessions, meeting and trainings with them. These two gentlemen that you are referring to, I recall I shared with them the 3 levels of life. I'm sure Mr. Akbe can still remember. Mr. Francis too can remember. And I told them, share the vision that is beyond just trying to feed our family, trying to meet our personal needs. This is as formed the philosophy upon which this business is built. That if you help enough people get what they want, then you have all you need. The key to meeting your needs is actually in meeting many other people's needs. And if you do that more consistently, you will never be broke the rest of your life. I mean, imagine you helping as many people become multi-millionaires. You never end the pauper. That's the principle. That's the truth. And so that was the vision we shared from the beginning. That's still the vision we are still sharing till tomorrow. So we've not only been able to pull these men, of course, they have been one of the most consistent, you know, of all the people who have joined the dream team. But of course, we've had other people join along the line. And it's still the same vision. It's still the same message that we share. I hope that helps.
Thank you. If you can still hear me in the room, because I'm battling with my device here. If you can still hear me in the room, please drop the number 2. 2222. I just want to be sure. Great. Awesome. Okay. Thank you very much, OC. Thank you. So people don't follow people. Guys, what's the keyword? What are the pointers you have picked from this response? What are the pointers? People don't follow people, they follow vision. They follow vision. People follow vision and not people. That's Austin Oladejo to everyone. Thank you. People follow vision. Vision actually brought them together. Vision brought them together. People follow the vision that profits them. If you help people get what they want, you will have all that you need. Awesome. Vision must be profitable. Great. Besides, you cannot even run the show alone. You can't run it alone. There is no man is an island. No man. Most meet people's needs and your needs will be met. Awesome. Thank you very much for that feedback. So I like OC's response. Let's hear from his champions. You know, I call them champions because they are running like anything. So I'm going to go back to FA. Mr. Francis Adidore, are you still in the room?
Very much.
Tell us in this room, how did you decide to get on board? You know, it's okay to find vision. Yes, he has said people follow vision. Is this true? You know, is it the vision or there was more for you? Tell us, please.
Okay, so the vision is paramount, and because many are called, few are chosen. So the likelihood that the information, the opportunity will have been communicated to quite a number of persons must have been there. But what you do with the information is what makes the difference. So, like he also rightly said, profit at the end of it is one thing that steers you. But before you say you're looking at profit, you need to see that, look, there are quite a number of barriers, rejection, quite a number of things that one will encounter. So you need to be resilient. You need to not give up in yourself and say, look, regardless of the opinion of people, regardless of the fact that people, it's appealing now when I take products to people, you drive a big car, you have value to offer. It's easier for people to buy from you now. It's easier for people to feel you are truly bringing something to the table. But I wish there could be playback pictures of how long our necks were, how slim our faces were 9 years ago. And like OP rightly said, that sometimes it's amazing that 9 years are just gone. 9 years don't work out like that, But in the real sense of it, in as much as you have the vision on one end, your ability to communicate it to the next person, the person who will, regardless of the information you have, if you can't translate it, if it is not helpful for someone, it becomes information. It doesn't generate value. So at the point of getting this vision, like OC will always say, direction is superior to speed. So if you have the vision, you have all of these things very clear. If you continue to run without seeing how it would literally benefit the end user, you will just keep running, and you'll find out that you are broke. And that's the situation a whole lot of people find themselves in. But the moment you pick it, you personalize it, you ask yourself, this thing I want to sell, this value I want to have, is it valuable to me myself? Is it, will I recommend it to a family member? Will it improve my own life if I do it? Or do you just want to love other people, in quotes, where you want to offer everything to them, but you don't see yourself fitting into that equation? So digesting it within myself, seeing how it will enhance my life, would literally mean that people will believe me more. And when they believe me more, then I'm able to translate the same value. It's just like somebody saying, I'm a consultant, and you have so much to say, you are speaking grammar, but your clothes is tattered, your shoe is as chopped off, and all of that. People would hardly listen to you. So you need to first of all digest it yourself, use the vision to an extent, then find ways to communicate it to people. And the moment people begin to see it work for them, you literally move away from being, they literally stop seeing you as just a customer. They begin to see you as friends. They become your raving fan, and so much more that could happen from there. So that's how I picked it up and started running with it.
Okay, I have a question here, but I'm going to throw it at Ope.
Okay.
Please come on board, because
I'm with you.
Francis is checking it. Now, he said that, for example, there is a consultant and the time is something. That vision at the time, when it was laid on the table, right? Are you there? Are you with me?
I'm with you.
Okay. That vision at the time, when it was laid on the table, did it look like something that you were going to run? Now, I'm already also picturing the heads and the necks, at the time. But there's something about head and neck, actually. It is that at the time, even if your own neck was long necks may not be able to pick out long necks. Does it sound familiar? Do you understand? So the vision for you, did it look like it at the time? And how were you able to actually, jump on the train to say, yes, this one I shall run with? I'm still holding on to today. How were you?
Okay, thank you very much. I love the energy. And okay, for me, I would say it was straightforward. Neither was it simple. It was just at some point, it's just the sacrifice that we have to make for the things that we believe in. And the CEO sharing the vision with us. In fact, at that point in time, looking back, it looked like someone that needed help then. I remember there was a particular, let me freshen some memories a little bit tonight. I remember there was a particular vehicle It's not even like we say it's a car or something. You know, there was a time the group CEO of the company was driving a bus, a very long bus. That before we close from the office, we need to go and prime the bus. I don't know whether some of us understand what it means that they're priming the bus. What it means that the bus cannot start by itself. There's a particular place you remove an hose beside the engine. You have to remove the hose, pour petrol inside the hose, you now put it back and you now start it. So after the bus is the ignition has okay, yes, this bus is now working. Now go and call the CEO to come out because he's the one that will drive the bus. So it really, I mean, we can laugh about it now. It's funny, but then it was not. It wasn't funny at all. Imagine if that bus did not start that day.
It would have been another story.
And you know, we don't even then. I mean, sometimes we'll be in the office by 10, 11, and all of those things. Imagine by 11 p.m. the bus did not start. How will we get home that day? I mean, then one of the things that was very, very clear was that yes, a lot of sacrifices were made in the beginning, and the vision was very clear. The value alignment was there, and the impact we're going to make, and that we were already even making at that point in time too was there. And there's a measure of clarity, and you know that okay, this person that you are working with, there's a value, there's a passion. You know, I don't know whether some of us has experienced some things before that you have a picture of a particular place that you are going to, but you just have an idea of it, but because you have not seen something that reflects it, because you have not seen a reflection, you've not seen a particular picture that depicts that place that you are going. So that was basically what it was for me then, because some of the things that he was saying, some of the things he was sharing, look like I saw a comment now. Somebody that knows the boss just dropped a comment. That boss. So I mean that was it. That was it for us. So it's more or less like he was painting a particular picture that was straight from my heart. That's just it. It was painting a particular picture that was straight from my heart. So even though for us it was not really clear. I mean, for him as a leader, he has been there, so he's coming back to paint the picture for us. And that was really it. So fine, there were a lot of distractions, a lot of options, a lot of things like that. You know, one of the things I often want to share, I would like to drop before in this section was that somebody said the white Ford bus.
Somebody the white Ford. Oh my goodness.
There are so many people. There are so many people that know the bus.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness.
Wow.
Wow. It's trying to listen to stories behind the scene, actually. Yes. So, okay. White Ford. Are you confirming that it's a white Ford? Are you confirming? Is the person correct?
The person is correct. The person is very, very correct.
Awesome. The satisfaction boss.
So for us, okay, yes. So one of the things that is very clear. I mean, there's a statement. One of our referred mentors often says that even if you don't know where you are going, look for someone that knows where he's going and tie your trouser to the person. In tying your trouser to the person and going to the direction that the person that has direction, one way or the other, you will find your own direction amongst that. So that's really the summary of the story for me. I mean, it has been a journey of memories, events, and impact. And you know, just like I said, that our CEO always say that we have not even started at all. We are just scratching the surface. And I believe because the vision becomes bigger and bigger and bigger. And for anybody that has ever worked with LifePage, you know that, I mean, the gift of vision, the gift of vision is upon LifePage. We never lack vision. I mean, those are some of the things that has kept me going particularly. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you for taking the time to respond, guys. Do we have keywords from this one? Do we have follow person wey sabi road? Wow. Happy Balogun to everyone. Follow person wey sabi road. Okay. Who else wants to drop? Who wants to drop nuggets for us from Okwe's response? Who wants to drop it? Who wants to drop it? Who wants to drop it so that I can pick it up immediately? What did you get from that? Are we still together? Can you still hear me, by the way? I also found vision at LifePage. Great. Sacrifice. I also follow vision at LifePage. Great, great, great. Sacrifice. Sacrifice. All right. Direction is superior to speed. Follow who know road. Austin. Don't despise days of small beginnings. Follow who knows road. Okay. Sacrifice. Do not despise days of little beginnings. Follow people who know road. Dedication. Dedication is key, actually. Thank you for that. Who else is dropping? From a team to run with. Form a team to consistency. Consistent. Very, very important. Very important. All right. Okay, so our time is running like, how I wish I could just hold this time, just so that we have a lot of time with this men tonight. Okay, so this one is for Francis. And the question I have for you, you know, last year was a bit tough. Are you there with me? Are you there?
Yes.
Just
yes,
another in your reason. Great.
Yes,
Is Francis still in the room? Awesome.
Yes,
thank you. So, Mr. Francis, last year was actually a bit one of those years that we will remember for a long time, you know. And you know, how were you able to drive the Million Home Initiative this time? For me, it appears to me that that was an interesting year for you. And I'd like you to just share a bit of that story with us. You know, how were you able to drive the Million Home Initiative in 2020?
It was a year of alarm, not alert.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it was.
Guys,
it was a season where, you know, one thing about business, as it were, is that sometimes you are putting a lot of effort, but you feel maybe nothing is really happening. You know, you are building relationships when people are just busy, you know, chopping crumbs and all of that, and they felt that was the real buffet. But when the time is right, when you have treated people well, when you have built solid relationships, when you have delayed gratification, then others come and you know what it really means to experience alarm and all of that. So one of the key things, I'm sure we'll soon get to that point where we'll be talking about a major event coming up, the Bootcamp itself and all of that, where we'll be going more into such details. But one of the key things, I'll just drop a few stops, you know, bullets here and there. One thing that is critical is you need to be shrewd. As money comes into your hand, as you make sales, as you make money, don't chop with your 10 fingers. Be very shrewd.
Guys, please jump. Take notes. Don't chop with 10 fingers.
You know, be very shrewd. The fact that you can afford it doesn't mean you should do it. Doesn't mean you should spend it. You know, let what you spend be from spillover of your investments and all of that. Like I said previously, it's what you're trying to sell to somebody else. Believe in it to yourself. Sell it to yourself first. When you believe it, that same principle you want to give to other people, you know, try it on yourself. The fact that you could afford it doesn't mean then. And in course of being shrewd, don't just stack the money up, save and invest. You know, and all of these things have a way of affecting your mindset. It affects your self-esteem when you know that you are never going to be desperate to close a deal. Where you know that, look, what you know is commensurate to what you have. Not that you know so much, but when they check your bank account, nothing there. If small dick hits you, you are left with, you know, with minimal or no help. So for me, it was a season, the COVID era. Identifying the times and season was also very critical, where you know that, okay, you don't need to engage with people one-on-one. People don't need to see you before they make buying decision. And the fact that as a company, we were, it was as though we anticipated the times and season to come. And so we had created our platforms, our products to meet such demands, where we didn't have to carry forms up and down, where we didn't have to run, where people can be outside of the country and could take advantage of opportunities, and which is one of the critical things. When people want to come and play in this sector nowadays, people want, I want to come and play in there, and they want to be founder. Like the CEO said earlier on, that one will chase 1,000 too, but instead of you chasing things independently, sometimes, like they said, 2 good heads are better than one. Much more when we all bring our own good heads and, combine it together. So all of these things play critical roles, being able to identify people who, being able to spot people, being able to, in the course of those such experiences. I remember one of the clients, one of the subscribers of Orange Apartment during that period, walked into the office along with, about the same time, with 3 other ladies, other women who came in, who didn't end up closing it. I didn't end up closing that deal because they wanted something that looks like MMM. But I thought the other person who was a subscriber was the driver of those people. But ability to treat people well made me realize that it was not a transaction to go come. It was a transaction to happen immediately. He just asked me, okay, can we go pick up the check? The moment he understood what we wanted to do, which means you need to understand it yourself, understand the value chain in the whole system, how it will enhance the value of the person who is to buy something from you. The moment you understand that and you sell that to the person, the next thing was the person just stood up. He was wearing an Ankara shirt and a dirty jean, but was commanding figures. So much. So your ability to identify people, those who can buy, those who can't buy, so you don't waste your time on people who can't buy. You can be able to, you can cancel them, you can give them opportunities to scale up. Because sometimes some people have desire to achieve certain things, but they don't have the power. So show them the way to make the money so that at the end of it all, they can be at the same level with you. And that was very instrumental for me in 2020 during the lockdown era.
Guys, drop those nuggets. Collaboration is fundamental. Wow. Ability to identify people who can buy is very key. Are you getting sales nuggets already? Are you getting sales nuggets? I need to see what you got. I need to see what you got. Understand times and season. Work with like minds. Okay, God's power, I see you. No be every pop man supposed buy. I never see better heads to join you. Don't worry. Just calm down. We are coming for you. We see better heads to join. All right. Okay, I'm waiting for the nuggets. Be sure. Don't eat with your 10 fingers. Long term focus. Don't also overlook those who can't. You don't overlook people because you think they cannot buy. Don't buy all you can afford. Save, but don't just save to invest. Don't eat fruits and seeds. Guys, I love you. How do they used to say it? I love you, Dad. Instead of chasing the vision independently, chase the vision thinly. I like how this person coined the word. Chase the vision thinly. Meaning that's how the thing dropped in the spirit. You don't understand it, So see you. I can hear CEO's giggle. So I want to bring him back. I want to bring him back. He needs to tell us. CEO, yeah, is CEO there? OC is your face. I want to see. I'm seeing Francis.
I'm here.
Also, I want to see.
I'm here. I can see.
So now I want to ask 2-in-1 question so that you can just take this together. And it is that, so this LIFEPAGE thing, how did it come about? That's one. How did we even bet LIFEPAGE? And in fact, the name LIFEPAGE, that LIFEPAGE sounds to me like this book, and that it's in pages. You get page 1, page 2, chapter 1, chapter 2. In chapters, books are like that. All right. So how did we bet LIFEPAGE? Number 2, there are people who actually want to go into business. And I think with your experience, with the number of years that you have had running business, you should be able to share one or two things with us that we can run. What are the things to consider when we want to venture into business? So you see, it's a two-in-one question. How did we give birth to this baby? And this baby that is now almost 10 years. How, if we also want to bet our own, what are the factors we need to consider in this case before we go?
Thank you very much. Okay, thank you very much. I hope I'll be able to summarize this in so short a time.
Please, just try. Just give us.
Yes, I will try. I will try. In 2001, 20 years ago, I worked as a sales assistant in a bookstore. That was where it was about the same period when I started developing and building my library. And it was there I conceived the vision of LifePage. Yeah. So, and then I'd called it Pages of Life. It didn't flow. I'd called it Life Pages. It didn't flow. Then came to me one day and said LifePage. Yeah, because what I had seen then was that there were many pages in the life, and we're going to serve as a pipeline of support to many other businesses. In fact, it will interest you to know that at the beginning, when this company was incorporated, when it incorporated LifePage Limited, we used to call it the brain box for your business, because we knew we're going to fuel several other businesses. We knew we're going to be a lifeline to other business. We knew that right from way back. All right, so that's how it started. In fact, it will interest you also to note that at the time I designed a layout. I didn't know what a layout was, but I designed what a layout would our headquarters would look like, and I was putting different. When I got married, I think a year into our marriage, my wife stumbled on some files and saw some of those documents in the file, and said, "You must be mad for you to have been documenting." I mean, you could see how old the paper was. So that was it. That was it for us. And one of the things I must also mention, I was glad, and I'm learning also myself, because many things I'm hearing, I'm just laughing. Especially when they began to talk about the boss we were using for site inspection, and then we had to prime and all of those things. So well, one of the things I need to also mention here is the fact that at some point when we finally launched out full-time into the business, we had been a group of companies from day one. That's to show you how confused we were. We're a bunch of confused, foolish people. We had too many things we see. That's why when I see people trying to replay or repeat what I have done before, I just smile. I said they will soon get tired and you will refocus. So, and you see the feeling that, sorry, you are not doing enough. So we sold fuel treatment one time. We were doing travel and tours, even though we're not producing. We sold food one time. We sold SMS one time. So most people, yes, we had a business we called Edibles, where I was delivering food stuff to people's house. We had done all sorts. But you see, a lot of people don't realize that motion does not mean progress. Motion is not the same thing as progress. So there were so much activities, but there wasn't commensurate reward. And it was like, sorry, something must be wrong here. And I'll tell you the truth. Eventually, I recall in 2012, December, one of our revered mentors had a speaking engagement in South Africa, and had announced to a few of his proteges, myself inclusive, that, oh, if you would love to go with me to South Africa, just bring your passport, apply, and then we got visas. But I didn't have money to pay flight tickets. So somewhere along the line, and I'm telling this story so that some people will understand that, sorry, don't ever despise the days of little beginning. So I got the visa, but couldn't travel because poor man only look for what's not lost. It's how to feed. So I focused on the business. I decided to sit down with the business since I couldn't travel. At least decided to. So I called that I went visiting a former client. And when I met with him, he asked me a couple of questions. I said, so what is it I was doing then? By the time I shared a few things, he called somebody right there in my presence. And the person was happened to be based in South Africa. Cut the long story short, I eventually went on a budget trip. That's one of the most economical. You see, when you board the plane and you take economy, when you go to economic cabin, it's a level. But when the when the breakfast, your complimentary breakfast in the hotel where you lodge is your lunch and your dinner, you know it was really a budget trip. I mean, it was really, but it was one of the major turning points for this organization. And I'll tell you why. During that trip, I had opportunity to reflect on the entire business and really look at exactly why did we even start this business? Why? An important question everybody must ask before you launch any business, if you are doing any business right now, or you intend to go into any business, an important question you must answer is why. Why is the most important question. Your why will reveal your what and how and every other thing will follow. So I had to ask myself, why did we start a business? And then I was able to find it. Of course, that brought us back to the purpose of the business, which today we refer to as making lives richer. But it has gone through a lot of process. But fundamentally, it was at the heart of the reason the business existed was to make lives richer. But then I had to ask the second question, which was, what products? Because like I told you, we went to many things. Which of the products and services we were running at the time was central to that purpose, was central to that vision? That also led us into streamlining, eventually helped us to streamline into fewer things at the time. And then the next question I asked was, which of these things that we were even doing at the time was giving us our best results? Which of these things that was giving us our best results? It will interest you to know that by the time I asked that third question, I knew why the business existed. I knew, which of the products was central to the purpose, and I knew, which of the products was also giving us our biggest result. Of course, it was a very short journey. I returned back that day. I returned back to Nigeria, and the rest, like they say, is history. The journey is still very, very far. It's still very, very far. But I will tell you, anyone who is going into business, one of the key things you must make sure you do from time to time, because I'm trying to answer the second question, is that you must ensure that you work on your business, not in your business. A lot of people work in their businesses and they are trapped in activities. So there's nothing wrong in you working in the business, but from time to time, you have to step out of the business and view the business from the perspective of an outsider. That's the only way you gain clarity. That's the only way. And that was exactly what happened to me on that journey. And ever since then, I've always taken the time to step aside from the business. Sometimes it may just be 2 days. Sometimes it may just be 1 day. Just step out of the business, just to view the business from the perspective of an outsider. Just one, insight can lead you to mega success. The other thing I need to mention here that's also very important is any business you want to go into, it's important to understand the value chain of that business. To understand the value chain of that business. For example, in the real estate sector, there are 4 ways by which you can enter in the real estate space. You can be an investor. You can be a developer. You can be a regulator. And of course, you can be a broker or realtor. The truth of the matter is every investor or every developer still requires a broker. So if you check the value chain of the real estate space, you realize that at the end of the spectrum, you still need to offer goods. You still need to offer your properties for sale, right? You still need to list your property. We don't yet have a solid system for listing properties like you find in other developed nations. But then that has also created another stream of income for some other people. Some people don't build, they don't build. All they do is connect buyer to seller, and they are making killer sales. All right. So, and you can start from the point of distribution. Even if you are into agriculture, you can start from distribution. Even if you are into food production, even if you are into education, even if you are into consulting, even if you are into training, whatever it is that you are doing, you can focus, you can start, especially because it gives you the cheapest platform to commence that journey. And then you backward integrate into the business, into the production line. So I give you an instance. I hope I'm not wasting too much time. Maybe I'm talking too much stories. Should I pause there? Should I continue? For example,
I know that once, sorry to cut you. I know that once OC gets on the floor, someday we have a new definition. So guys, just take it as it is. I'm giving you the time to enjoy this moment, actually. So OC, please continue.
All right, so thank you so much.
Keep going.
Thank you. So now, if you study the history of the Dangote Group, you realize that Dangote began his entire empire, business empire. It began with trading, logistics, and distribution. Yeah. That was what it began with. It didn't start with production. It's capital intensive. So when people tell me, oh, it's because I don't have capital. Many years ago, somebody met me and said you needed capital. And I said, you are heavily capitalized. You are heavily capitalized. This is the headquarters. This is the head office. This place. This is the head office. So if you can think, that's the head office. You don't need an office. We didn't have office when we couldn't afford to pay for office rent when we started. We couldn't afford any of those things. All right. So demand began with trading, distribution, and logistics. So he has one of the best of distribution network for some of the things he's now producing. But because he had built the business to a level where now he owned the market, he understood the distribution network. He controls the distribution network. He could now, what he was importing, he could now decide to begin to produce them here in Nigeria and still continue to leverage. So that's what we call backward integration. So when you start from the front end of the value chain, which touches directly on the end users, over a period of time, you can begin to build capital, convert your resources, convert your income, convert your professional fees into assets that you can then begin to turn into products. Then you now begin to do production. So once you can backward integrate, but if you have deep pockets, which for a lot of Nigerians, they don't. So if you are able to, if you have deep pockets, then you can start from production and then forward integration. So when you hear the concept of backward integration, forward integration, this is the whole idea behind it. I hope that helps.
Thank you, OC. Thank you very much. See, I'm going to take you on another question based on what you have just said about the value chain of this industry, real estate.
Yeah.
Someone is in this room and is thinking, okay, if I want to even consider the journey, is there a possibility for me to join LifePage? Is it possible? And in fact, where is the best point to start from? As an entrant, as a new entrant in the industry, okay, I've been hearing about it, I'm interested in it. How exactly can I even start? Where is the easiest point to start from? And is there a possibility within the system that gives us the opportunity to this kind of people the opportunity to, jump on the train as easy as possible? I don't know if this is clear.
Yes, it is. I hope the question is for me, or it's
answering
it? Okay, for me.
It's
okay,
for
good.
you.
All right.
For you. I'm coming back to Oki and Francis shortly.
All right. So now this is very important, and I truly and deeply appreciate this moment. You see, when we started out in this business, we didn't have all the capital. We didn't have any godfather. Till today, we don't have godfather. We have God the Father. And we didn't have anything that we can say, okay, all we knew we could do was exactly what I described. So we began by selling. Now, if I ask you of some estate surveyors and valuers, reputable ones in Nigeria, I'm sure you are familiar with Jide Fatimilei and Co. I'm sure you are familiar with Jide Taiwo. Dia Fatimilei and Jide Taiwo. I'm sure you are familiar with those companies. Now, many of these companies are so reputable, but majority of these firms and similar firms like them have gone on to build massive portfolio of assets by converting their professional fees into portfolio. The question is, when we started selling for other people. And in the process, built up. Now, the truth is to start, when you don't have the means, start by connecting buyer to seller. And as you are making money, be investing. So be a broker is the way to start if you don't have the means to invest. But the moment you start to make money, convert it to investment. You to start to invest. My mentor shared a story with us many years ago of how when Morocco was metamorphosing into the Lekki that we know today, he said that he got wind that plots of land were selling for 150,000, and he announced it to a few people, and a number of people took advantage of it. He said, but a few months down the line, somebody approached him. Somebody ran into him in a fuel station and said that and appreciated him for sharing that news or that information months earlier. And the person said that he bought 6 plots of land and then he had sold some to develop on one and all of those things. And he looked at my mentor and said, I know that you must have a lot of that land, And my mentor said, I will never forget those statements. He said that day felt like a signpost showing people to the wealthy place, but never journeying there. You see, the challenge for a lot of people, and I'm sure you are familiar with a lot of estate agents who just want to get you to rent the place or buy a place. That is the end of the relationship. They move on to the next victim, right? And they are always the same way, year in, year out. The greatest error of most people who are brokers is that they don't invest in what they are telling people to invest in. That's the biggest error. So the smartest way to enter, the cheapest way, is by brokerage or being a realtor or being a salesperson or being an agent. And then you backward integrate gradually into investment. And then if for any reason, because again, sometimes people tell me, I want to be my own boss. See, you can be your own boss when you are financially free, when you are comfortable. And there are smarter ways to make that happen. So, and again, being a broker in LifePage is so easy now. And we're going to be sharing a few things and opportunities here, hopefully.
Yeah, Bill, please, I'd like to say something that like we said, we're going to be telling people's real, true life stories and all of that. Earlier on, we talked about, so the journey began from selling products that were as cheap as 150,000 naira. Later, we migrated to selling product of a little over 1 million naira. Then we kept scaling up. But one of the key things that happened is the same requirement to sell that same 150,000 naira product is the same requirement. Your mindset is just the only thing that will have shifted to sell product of 5 million, 10 million, and all of that. But one of the things that will affect that your mindset to be able to sell comfortably to somebody 10 million, sell a product worth valued at 10 million, 20 million, 100 million, and you feel comfortable with it, is because while you were doing product of 150,000 naira, when you sell 10, you make provision to invest in 1 or 2 for yourself. So the next time you are approaching somebody else, you are not telling them to come and buy product of 150,000. You are possibly scaling up their own possibilities. And your numbers, the number of people you reach out to, continue to increase. And by so doing, you begin to find out that you will never remain the same. The day they are going for allocation, you are also going for your own allocation. They continue to see that you are a valuable person. So another analysis I'll give is, because when we say make all this issue of, I wrote a few things that, look, you can make an average of 1 million. It's like the least things you can make on a monthly basis. you may say the economy is this and that. It's a function of what you do differently. So one of the key things I have done that I'm also sharing, that maybe will throw more light when people come for the bootcamp and all of those things, is the fact that, so after selling for a while, you invest in products, you know that, okay, this one can't buy me a house. And by the time you do that consistently, you bring all those resources. So I'll use one of the very, very little illustrations. I was able to buy from selling, raised enough money, did investment, some of those investment mature, bought houses being used for short-let businesses, used for apartments, people staying, and on a monthly basis, the worst case scenario is that you make at least $1 million. So while
guys, are you listening? Are you listening to how the 7 figures, the first 7 figures came about?
It's that easy. It's that simple. So, but if you don't invest, you will continue to work for the rest of your life. But the moment you set aside, you have one property, you have second one, you have third one. You know, like Mr. Okpe also said earlier on, that some of us, you can have property in a far distance, but it's not serving the purpose. So long as a product is now, you are buying a plot of land for 7 million, you know that in the next 6 months, in the next 1 year, it will become 15 million, it will become 20 million. You can be very strategic about how you do some of these things. So when you cash out, you now look for another opportunity that will be generating cash flow that, you know, per second. There are days that if I talk about what has come in today without moving an inch, without leaving a particular zone, these things happen every now and then. So it is not, we are not people who tell you stories. We are people who have lived these things and feel, look, there's so much poverty in the land, and we hate poverty with a passion, and we feel we should share all of these things.
Wait. See, guys, we don't have time. That's the truth. We need to go home. Some people are still on the road and all of that. Please, is Opie still in the room? I just want to be sure he's still. Great. See. I don't even know what. See, I don't see. The truth about it is that we can't. I wish that I could take all of the questions that I have here. You know. Yeah. I want Opie. What's the thing that, just maybe in one phrase, what's the thing that these people in this room need to just make the move that they need to? What's the thing they need?
Okay, thank you very much. All you need to do is just to take action. That's just
Thank you.
Take action. You see,
action. That's it.
Opportunities and nights like these, you might not have the opportunity to have a night like. Just take action. Take action. Take action. That's very, very important. You know, I'm very sure that there are some of us, you are thinking in your mind, can I really do this thing? Can I step in? Can I take that action? Will I make it? I've tried this before. I've tried this. See, whatever you have done before that did not work should not stop you from trying. I mean, some of you that you are even afraid. Some of you even will jump 4 times, 5 times. Why are you afraid? How many things have you tried? So take action, man. That's just the reality.
Why are you shaking tables? Why are you shaking? Why do you want to shatter the table? Don't leave the table intact. Please. Don't take us there. Don't take us to that point. Please. Okay, you know, guys, I want to give the CEO another opportunity. One, he's going to tell us about our next line of action and opportunity. Please, I want you to listen and see how you can just, you know, take action already. Osi, are you still in the room?
Yes, I am. Thank you very much.
Okay,
now
please,
let me quickly say
about the next line of opportunity on board for these people, because the numbers are reducing and we need to let them know before they go.
Not a problem. Okay, now listen to this carefully, everyone joining this Zoom call. Now, if you are listening to me, regardless of where you may be, the things that we share we are practitioners of them. We are not just talking stories. Anybody who has had the opportunity to work with me directly will know the kind of sacrifices that we've made, the kind of sacrifice we are still making. So we are putting this out here, and the opportunity we are presenting right now is the opportunity to coach only 50 people. Now, note this, those of you in this room are the first people to be hearing about this. And of course, the three of us will be doing those coaching. Now, I need you to understand this. I will be personally coaching some others as well, but we are only taking 50 people. Now, take note of this. If you are tired of poverty, if you want to, now the goal is between now and end of this year, you'll be at least 1 million naira richer. At least 1 million, at least. That's the worst case scenario. Worst case scenario. The new what they call what's that salary something? What's that salary standard for Nigeria? What do you call it?
Minimum wage.
Minimum wage. Yes, the minimum wage for anyone that we will coach is that you'll be making a minimum of 1 million every month. Minimum of 1 million, right? That's monthly. That's the minimum. It's our own minimum wage. And that's essentially what we want to bring you into. We want to coach you into how to establish, through brokerage, through real estate brokerage, how to make minimum of 1 million naira every month. Now, listen to this carefully. It's been a while. I mean, I was still sharing recently. Most of our trainings have been pre-recorded, so I don't really do much of this training. Now I'm getting old. I'm still a young man, all right? And then again, of course, there are many things that is preoccupying our time. But let me tell you this is an opportunity of a lifetime. So September 3rd to September 4th, it's a Friday and a Saturday, full day. We're going to be having what we call the Realtors Bootcamp. And there, it will be very intensive. You will ask all your questions. And between now and end of the year, we'll give you one-on-one coaching, as in group. You heard them saying grooming. We'll be grooming you. We'll be grooming you. And there's no age limit. There's no age limits. Everybody is gifted at spending money, but not everybody is skilled at making money. So during this program, you'll be coached. You'll be coached at making the money. And now listen to this carefully. By registering for this program, it comes with a money back guarantee. This is to say that if between now and end of the year, you don't make at least 1 million naira, at least 1 million naira, between now and end of the year, we'll return whatever registration fee you pay. We'll return it to you.
Nothing to
Hello,
lose.
maybe some people did not hear me clearly. So what we are trying to say, somebody said I'm not hearing very well. Let me explain myself. What I'm saying is, if by registering for this program and you register for this Realtors Bootcamp, and between now and end of the year, you don't make at least 1 million naira, your registration fee will be refunded to you. So there's nothing to lose. Now, this training will come with coaching. Now, coaching is a weekly thing, monthly thing, and all of that. And we'll hold you by the hand till you succeed. And then we have been able to decode. We have been able to decode how to make this thing work. And we're going to be sharing all those tricks with you, and we're going to be assisting you all the way. And of course, you will now become the next set of coaches that can also help other people, as we progress. Now, let me quickly conclude with this. What will it cost? September 3rd to September 4th, live at Sheraton. So it's only for the first 50 people. Once we have 50 people register, is done. Now, listen to this carefully. The registration is 100,000 naira. Take note of this. Registration is 100,000 naira. But if you pay within the next 24 hours, you get 50% discount. If you pay within the next 24 hours, you pay just 50. You get 50% discount, meaning that you pay just 50,000 naira. Now, it's life. So the first 50 people is live, purely live. So details will be displayed on the screen right now. So just do your transfer within the next 24 hours. Once we get 50, we are shutting that door, and I'm guaranteeing you. So this is not stories. It's not tales by moonlight. Once you do the things we are going to tell you, you produce that result. So those are the details right there on the screen. Just copy the account details. If you pay between now and the next 24 hours, this is 8:20 p.m. Nigerian time.
Yeah.
So just pay that. For those of you who are outside the country and would love to join, or outside the state, outside Lagos, it's this coming Friday to Saturday. It would be nice that you are on ground, but if you cannot, even if you pay the 50,000 naira, you only connect with us online. Now, note this carefully. You also get free membership into the LifePage tribe. Do you understand my point? So LifePage partners community. So you have opportunity to now trade, and we'll give you a lot of other opportunities. And then these 2 days, there will be breakfast, and then there's also buffet lunch. All right. And of course, many other things will follow. The truth of the matter, you that will come out of that training, that program, will be a different version of yourself right now. It does not matter what it is that you have been doing. By the time you come out of that program, I can guarantee you, you'll be smoking. You'll be hot. Yeah, that's about it. I hope I've made a little point.
Thank you very much, OC.
Yeah, I will just want to add that whoever is attending, because of other events that we have planned out, people should, especially for those coming out from outside of Lagos, they should plan for Sunday as well. So they should plan Friday, they should block Friday, Saturday, and Sunday out. You'll get more information about other things. And lastly, if you find it difficult, if you like the idea of making 1 million, but you don't have you are struggling with the mindset of they want to collect my 50,000 naira. By the time you calculate your lunch for 2 days and your breakfast, you see that you didn't, is actually the discount is just because we are committed to, giving so much out. And that's all I would say. So you just need to adjust your mindset to be able to capture all the possibilities that is in it.
All right. Thank you, Efe, for that. Thank you for adding that. Guys, I don't know what else to say than to say, take action. Take action. Did somebody say you cannot hear me? If you can still hear me, please drop the number 2. 2 is the code for me tonight. If you can hear me, drop the number 2. You can't hear? Okay, someone can hear. All right.
So maybe also communicating the recordings of this session to allow some people digest some every stuff that were shared. Because even myself, even though I'm speaking, I've also learned quite a number of things, and I'm open to listening again. And I will recommend that quite a number of persons who get these links of the recording should do well.
Awesome. Thank you, Sayo, for confirming that you can still hear me. Thank you, Francis. Thank you for dropping that. So we would make the recording available for those, because I know that the people who registered are actually in a group, so we'll share the links with you anyway, because of course you. Thank you, Omomi, for making the payment. Omomi just confirmed that she made payment. Thank you. You are in for transformation for real. All right.
So please, account number should be typed on the group chat as well. People are requesting for it there.
All right, team, please drop the account details in the room for those who cannot pick it on the screen. Meanwhile, you can still leave it on the screen, and please type it in the chat room as well. Thank you very much. Remember the benefits. Remember the benefits. Money back guaranteed. You are becoming a millionaire within the next 3-4 months. Before the year, it means that this year is your year of recovery, basically. Just guys, action is what is needed. Action is what is needed. Please type in the account number in the room. Admin, please type in the room. What's the question you asked, Folashade? Do you want to turn on your microphone and ask your question? Please give Folashade the opportunity to ask her question. Please, admin, do you want to do that for me right now? Folashade, can you just wave at me? wave at me again if you would like to ask a question, because I'm not sure what question you asked for 4 times, and I sincerely apologize to you, especially for Lashade, for that. I'm still waiting for Lashade's question. Okay, while we wait, guys, if you can hear me, can you type the number 2? Because I'm not sure. I'm getting some feedback.
I think she asked, can we bring our spouse? So if I could answer that, if your spouse is paying, if something is good for you, I'm sure you will tell as many people who you know that if their life gets better, they will. So you pay for 2 and you gain access.
The number to call for clarification is 090-6000-5737. 5737 and 5747. The number to call 090-6000-5737, 090-6000-5747. Yes, thank you, OP, for dropping that. If you still want to get further clarification, that's fine, feel free. But if you take a decision within the next 24 hours, you are paying half the price. And if you want to delay, of course, you pay the full price. All right, 50 slots, remember, because of course the room booked for this session would just take 50. And once we hit 50, we lock the show. And then hopefully there'll be a next batch. Hopefully, I'm not sure. Don't just miss it, you know. You just never know. Dates for the program is September 3rd and 4th. This next weekend, just this next weekend, September 3rd and 4th.
Friday and Saturday.
Friday and Saturday, yes.
Friday and Saturday, yes.
Friday,
next week, Friday.
Saturday. Next week, Friday
and Saturday. Yeah.
Yes, that's it again on the screen. If you can see the screen, that's the information. The venue is at Sheraton Hotel in Lagos, Sheraton Hotel Ikeja, Lagos. And it's from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. on both days. All right, so thank you guys for listening. I'm just going to, what should I do to one person tonight? Should I, after payment, what do you do? Send your payment confirmation, evidence of payment to the number that is displayed on the screen. 090 to the same number. Just send your evidence. Mr. Clement, what plan do you have to help people develop their site? This question is for OC. Can we take this question?
There are 3 things you do when you buy to secure your land in Nigeria. Number 1 is documentation. Number 2 is possession. Number 3 is occupation. So it's not enough, especially if you are dealing in Nigeria, it's not enough for you to buy land and have documents. More important is for you also to take possession. And to take possession of your land is by way of fencing your land. So it's still your responsibility. If you need assistance with that, then reach those official lines, and then we can provide you all the assistance required. Yeah.
Thank you for that. Guys,
meanwhile, let me say this. It will be disservice for everybody in this room. I just released this book called The Financial Freedom Master Guide. And this would be a disservice if I don't mention it. The Financial Freedom Master Guide is the hottest book in town now. If financial freedom is your dream, it's your goal, then you also need to get this book. Now we're doing free delivery all across Lagos, anyone in Lagos. And for those of you who will be coming into town just because of for this Realtors Bootcamp, it would be nice that you also get your own copy. So just go to financialfreedommasterguide.com to place order, and then we deliver to you free of charge. It comes in a pack like this, and then all of that is for you. Now, let me say this just very quickly. There are 5 levels in your journey to financial freedom.
Victoria, thank you for making payments.
There are 5 levels in your journey to financial freedom. One is at the base is financial crisis, and there are a lot of people there. So where a situation where you are not making money, yet you still have to spend money, or where you are owing, you have too many debt and everything, but bills just keep piling up. That's financial crisis. A lot of people are there. The next level is financial instability, where your take home does not take you home. That's financial instability. Financial stability is the 3rd level. And at financial stability, you fairly comfortable. You are maintaining financial equilibrium. So your take home is taking you home. You can take care of basic needs, and you can even go on vacation, live fairly comfortably. But the trick, the danger of being a financially stable person is that you can easily fall back into instability or crisis if you don't move up. The 4th level is financial independence. At this point, the proceeds from your investment can meet your need and that of your family's needs conveniently. And of course, at the peak of this journey is financial freedom. At this point, the proceeds from your investment, from your assets, is not only able to meet your personal needs, but also able to meet, not only able to meet your own personal and family needs, but also able to, extend to other people and then show good kindness to other people. So that's pretty much what it is. So you go to Financial Freedom Master Guide or call 0708-797-0441 to place order for this book. It's just, now listen to this, it's just 10,000 Naira. There are many other packages. If you go to financialfreedommasterguide.com, you will be able to get that. But it would also be nice that you just call the number 0708.
That's the link on the screen.
Yeah, so just click that link or dial the number 0708-797-0441 for other details. And from very soon, the book is going back to 14,500. So the 14,500 Naira is the cost, is the actual market price. But for the launch price, it's just 10,000 Naira for those who want to take advantage of it. It contains a lot of my stories, a lot of experiences on how we've been able to achieve financial freedom and how you too can. So it's a very practical book. My mentor, my revered mentor, Dr. Olumide Emmanuel, has this to say about the book. He said, I have known the author for over 2 decades, and I've seen him practice what he shares in this masterpiece and produce results. This is not a book by a theoretician, but a roadmap from a practitioner. I recommend this book for anyone that really desires to become financially free. Get as many copies as you can and spread within your network so they all journey together with you. Dr. Olumide Emmanuel, best-selling author, School of Money. I hand over to you. There are many other things that people said concerning the book. Yeah.
See, John, I saw your question about those who already paid when they start to get their deliveries. Of course, delivery has begun, and you should get your copy within the next few days. You should have it. Within the next few days, I'm sure you have it, and you will be able to come back to say, yes, you have your book. All right, guys, it's been a wonderful time. Unfortunately, I can't take any more questions because it's been an awesome moment, and it's Friday, and we need to get down. It is Friday, guys. It's Friday. Some of us are going for video, some of us are going to party, some of us are going to, All right, so the bootcamp again is happening on the 3rd and 4th of September. If you make your payment within the next 24 hours, you pay half the price. If you want to delay, then you pay the full price. Once we hit 50 slots, we lock the door. We shut the door. Guys, thank you very much. If you've gotten value, I'd like you to drop your experience. One word to describe your experience tonight. One word to describe it. So thank you, Daniel, for the feedback. Thank you, too, for waiting. We don't take your presence here tonight. We do not take it for granted. Thank you. Thank you, Adenike, for thanking me. I'm grateful. Thank you so much. Thank you. I want you to drop one word that describes the experience. Bravo. Wow, Julius Osanjua. Thank you. Hot, hot, hot. Excellent. Thank you, Victor Moni, for that feedback. Amazing session tonight. Thank you. Thank you. Impact with God's power. Thank you for sending us that. United Enlightening. Thank you very much. Explosive. John Ayude, thank you very much for this feedback. Eshego, thank you. Thank you, Daniel. Awesome session. Thank you, Olainka. Joseph, transmission and mindset sheet indeed. Thank you. Time well spent. Thank you, Lara, for that feedback. Blessed night. Thank you very much for wishing us a blessing. Awesome. Adura Baby, thank you very much for that feedback. Thank you, Onari. It was lit. Thank you. Thank you, Invaluable Shadows. Thank you very much. Please, I missed the last part because of network issue. Don't worry, you'll get the replay in the meeting room, on the WhatsApp group. Insightful. Thank you, Success, for that feedback. I'm grateful. Thank you, sweet. Daniel, thank you. Thank you very much for that feedback. I'm grateful and we are excited. Awesome. From Comfort Olulode, thank you very much for listening. It's been a wonderful time and it's time for me to sign out. Once again, my name is Oluwabukola Oyeshile, Marketing Communications Manager at LifePage. Follow us on Instagram at LifePage Global. On Facebook, same thing. And then on LinkedIn, please, at LifePage as well. Thank you, Bill. One more like. Thank you very much for sending me that great session. Thank you. By God, I'll be in Lagos next week. Safe trip, Daniel Omoridi. Thank you very much for joining us tonight. So I'm going to be signing out with this song because I love to dance. Woo! Amen. Thank you, Olale. Thank you, CEO, everyone. Insightful. One more. Thank you for the feedback. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, John Ayinde. Thank you. Thank you for the feedback. Thank you for thanking us. Thank you, Mr. Alan. God bless you. Marvelous. God bless you too. Thank you. God bless. Thank you, Sola. Thank you. I appreciate. Thank you, Victor. Thank you for that. Thank you for this inspiring session from Adeoti. Have a lovely weekend. Bye for now. Thank you, Daniel. Have a lovely weekend too. Really got so much value. Thank you. What the time. Thanks. Thank you for that, Shani, for that feedback. Good night, Daniel. Good night. God bless life. Thank you. God bless you too. Good night, everyone. Somebody's dancing with me. Because I'm happy. Woo! Good night, Ruth. Good night, Ruth Adio. Thank you very much. Good night. See you next week. If you register, see you all next week. I'm going to visit you live, and I can't wait to meet you all. Thank you for joining. Let me see who is left in the room. Femi Olatunbi, Koyintola Obasiri, Layo, Lufman, Morolake, Mustodi, Okechukwu, good night, Kokoro, Ola Fisioni, Opayemi David, George Onari, Prince Falade, Teniola Oluwatesi, Ubong, Abasi Upong, thank you for joining. Victor, Yusuf Isham Balogun, thank you, Abolabi Joseph, Jacob Oli Johnson, Ibeko, thank you very much for joining us tonight. Bye for now. Have a very wonderful weekend.